We're doing a podcast. Hello, YouTube. We are live. I'm Nate. I'm your host. As you can see in front of you, or if you're listening, as you can't, but I'm going to introduce them. You might have heard them giggling already. We've got Greg with us. Hello, Greg.
Hello.
You're very grey today.
Yeah, I didn't plan that. Just decided to stick something on because podcasting in the nude's not really.
You're going to reflect. You're going to reflecting your general demeanour. It's grey.
That's probably the best compliment you've ever given me, to be honest.
Aaron, you're here. Hello.
Hello again. I am. Yeah.
Good man. I love the shirts in the background. Excellent work.
Yeah, we've gone regular now.
Don't wear them, but you'll slap them on the wall behind you. Excellent work. Yeah. Nicholas is here. Hello, Nick.
Hello.
I swear, you just slowly move around your lounge every episode. So we get in the world's slowest tour of your house.
So I actually, when was it? Last week, I rearranged the living room. So you've got a completely different angle to what you would have had before. So you should feel special.
I'm missing the togetherness flag though. That was peak.
I know exactly where it is.
That was the lead. Yeah, that should be on your wall behind you. There's no excuse. It should be hanging behind you, so that's all we see.
I can see
it's Alex Revel's massive face.
Yeah, that does get scary sometimes though when you forget it's up.
You're looking down at your keyboard. You look back at your monitor, and you forget Alex Revel's behind you. And obviously, we've got Patrick. Hello, Patrice.
Hello. I was just imagining Nip coming into his room and involuntarily going, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Walking into his room and involuntarily shitting himself because of the giant face.
Potato, potato, isn't it?
It is very much so. Very much so. Right. Let's talk about the weekend and what a weekend it was. Thought we'd deviate from the plan just a little bit. We have a kind of tried and tested formula. Start with the lineups and the stats, then we sort of amble our way through the match, forgetting basically who scored and any of the big moments, and just talk shit. Then we do a quiz, right? That's the general gist. I thought we'd talk a little bit of the build-up of the match because it was different, wasn't it? If you're on Twitter, you're probably sat there nodding along, going, "Yeah, it was interesting." If you're not aware, if you're balders and you've voluntarily moved yourself away to Blue Sky where the tumbleweeds do tumble, I think you might have missed a lot of the brouhaha. There are some fucking right old whoppers on Luton Twitter, and fuck me, talking about putting us in our place. I mean, that lad. Yeah, top. But sort of talking about how doesn't matter that we've played with that we're top two at the time, and that we haven't lost a home. We've only conceded once a home. None of that matters. We're shit. They are the best, despite current form arguing heavily against it. And they should have no problem in dealing with us. I'm not sure I've ever seen such wild arrogance from opposing fans.
They've spent as long at the top level as they have out of the league in the last 30, 40 years, but they choose to forget the crap bits and just think of themselves as a top tier club having to play below their level. It's I think this probably is just about your level, lads. You yo-yo wildly up and down 5 leagues, but ultimately this is your median.
It's a good point. They were non-league more recently than we were.
Also, a bold choice for one of the first songs you sing on Saturday being Premier League. You'll never sing that after you just had back-to-back relegations. I mean, that's just
mad, isn't it?
That's the self-awareness there is questionable to say the least.
What do you expect from a town that gave us Stephen Yaxley Lennon and fucking Andrew Tate? Come on, it's given us 2 of the biggest cunts imaginable.
There we go, nice and early.
I might not even bleep that one because it's them. Fucking Tommy Robinson and Andy. That's the only time they're getting a mention on this podcast as well. Absolute whoppers. Fucking Luton scum. Like the rest of them, apparently. No, there were. I mean, in the aftermath, there were some of their fans going, "Oh, you were quite good, sorted us out as expected. Good luck." But again, you know, like with a lot of fan bases, certainly in modern days, they are few and far between, aren't they?
Every club has its group of whoppers. Some are just louder than others, aren't they? So I think it's difficult to tar them all with the same brush, but at the same time, it's Luton, so fuck them.
Yeah. Twitter really amplifies the pricks, doesn't it?
It's part of the Elon Musk. What's the word?
Atmosphere.
No, you can call it that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got
I mean,
gramophone
it didn't feel like it didn't feel like there was that much like trouble at the game itself. You know, there was just fans being fans for the most part, and their fans stayed behind, gave their team a lot of shit. But in the game itself, it was relatively mild.
Yeah. I mean, there were several moments where we're singing songs about how shit they are, and you hear it die out in the east, and then Luton are singing along with it about how shit they are. I do like that. The self-awareness in that respect as a group was fantastic. It's just you do get the idiots online that just can't seem to tuck it away, can they?
I think the most trouble that we saw on Saturday was that little ball boy that walked over, held up two fingers.
Yeah.
It was brilliant during the game for that as well. We noticed them walking around that way. We're like, why would you walk around that way? Now it makes complete sense why he wanted to walk around that way.
It's fantastic. It's fantastic. The brass on the lad to be walking along the side of the pitch, signaling 2-0, 2-0, and waving at them sarcastically. That kid's in primary school, and he's absolutely had an entire away end on toast. Wonderful. Yeah, I want to know where all the 500 away fans in the home stands were supposed to be, because they were very anonymous, weren't they? One got kicked out right by me pre-kickoff. That was it. That's all I saw.
I mean, I was saying this before the game. It's like, why would you, as a Luton fan, want to put yourself in that position anyway?
No, it's dumb.
A risking getting kicked out anyway, but then going into a stadium when you're in really poor form, like if you lose this game, you're probably going to be rock bottom in how you're feeling about your football club. Surely you only make that worse by being stood around by Stevenage fans celebrating going top of the league, 3 points against Luton. Like, is it really worth it?
There's kind of two sets of fans that would do that. You got the sort of the ones that can control themselves and just want to watch the game, have no interest in causing trouble or anything like that. Just want to watch the game and whatever will be. And I think there probably was a fair few of them in the ground, I've no doubt. And then you got the numbskulls who can't get a ticket and just want to cause shit and trouble. And but luckily they didn't seem. I mean, I remember games, not even just against Luton, in other teams where there's been like small pockets of them causing trouble, and all of a sudden it just all kicks off in the east.
Well, it happened with Luton a while back, didn't it? And there are a group of about 10 of them in the east, and they got a couple of them got a bit of a slap in, and they got kicked out.
Yeah, it's just like you say.
Definitely been against more animosity than that.
Yeah, it was. I was being light on it. I remember some York fans in the East Terrace once, and like I think there's only 15 of you in there in the away end. What the fuck are you in with us for? And they were like, and
it makes more sense when it's full.
They were stood like in a quiet area, and the only reason I realised is one of them started to undo his jacket, and there was a flash of yellow, and the other one went, "Zip that back up, lad." Should we talk about the actual fucking game?
Yeah, probably should.
Stevenage 2, Luton 0. Marshall, James Woodin, Sweeney, Good, Freestone, Houghton, White, Bez, Kemp, Kem, and Reed up top. The usual 4-2-3-1 formation. We're going to talk about this game as a proper game of two halves. We're going to talk about the first, and then we're going to talk about the second, because they were wildly different. And I'm going to do something I don't usually do. I'm going to go through the. Actually, I'm not going to go through those player ratings. I'm going to go through my own player ratings for the first half, and we can talk about those because I've seen some stuff on Twitter that I just can't back, and I want to know your thoughts on it. I'm not prepared for this, so obviously I haven't got the file that I need open. I'm winging it, as is my
Well, you're stalling really well, and we're helping you really well, so that's good.
Yeah, you are helping me stall by staying completely fucking silent. Cheers, lads. Right.
Did that on purpose.
You're welcome. That's what we're
right. Philip Marshall 6.2, Luther 6.5, Sweeney 5.5, Good 6.3, Freestone 6.2, Houghton 6.4, White 6.4, Bez 6.2, Kemp 6, Campbell 6.2, Reed 6.8. It's safe to say I thought we were shit first half. However, we had more possession, 55% to 45%. We had a higher pass success rate. They did have more shots, although we had the only shot on target of the first half. We dominated aerially. We successfully tackled more times, as in winning the ball more times, but they put in more tackles. And I think we did come away with a slightly better rating in that first half, believe it or not. There were a couple of moments, White getting a yellow card, and I think the thing that may have dropped Sweeney down an entire point was his absolutely insane yellow card right on the stroke of half time. But we'll get there. I thought personally Luton had the better of the first half. I thought they looked more likely to make something happen. Not that either team looked likely to make something happen, but if anyone was going to make it happen in that first half, it was Luton. You know, they hit the bar or post or one of the two. You know, they had that shot. They had that opportunity that went close, but they couldn't convert.
It was a bad miss. He should have scored, or at least sent to the goalkeeper.
It was a bad miss, wasn't it? And for as good as he was in the second half, I can't understand why people are going, "Oh, he was great. Yes, he was great Saturday." Freestone, he was fucking leggy as hell in that first half. I don't know what everybody else has seen. He was all over the place, and Sweeney was all over the place. Good was solid, Houghton solid, White solid. More or less, everybody else was off it. Luther was out of position multiple times, which really, really looked like we were going to get hurt down that left, which is weird because Bramall was absolutely shite. But I don't know. What has everybody seen that I haven't? Because I thought most of them were shit first half.
I mean,
we should make a regular feature of the show. Nate, don't rate.
I think first half was two teams who just could not get to grips with the conditions. The wind played a massive part, and for us especially, I think Freestone looked pretty shaky. Sweeney, I mean, just looked like Calamity Sweeney at times, and the yellow card kind of epitomised that. I don't think anyone was horrendous, but we were losing battles in midfield. And if you look at the probably the best chance they had at the beginning of the game, it started from losing a battle in the middle of the park, and then Luther being caught wildly out of position. But luckily, I think it was Bramall had the shot that went over and should have tested the keeper. That's probably the best chance they had in the entire game until right towards the end. But it just felt like two teams who just couldn't get to grips with what was going on around them, certainly from a weather perspective. And we seem to be going a bit more direct than I think we have done in recent games or recent weeks. And the conditions didn't really cater for that. It needed the ball bringing down. And Charlie Good, I thought was excellent, but I much prefer him on the right-hand side of that centre-half pairing. He looks very shaky at times with the ball on his left foot. I wouldn't have been surprised to see 2 or 3 changes at half time because I felt we were well off it. Luckily,
we were talking about that on WhatsApp, weren't we? We were talking about changes expected at half time. I think we were in agreement with who needed to go. You know, we were saying Sweeney needs to come off, Good needs to move across, Freestone needs to move across, Butler should be in. and then Roberts for Bez. I think largely we were all in agreement with that.
I actually think even Kemp.
Revs ain't going to do that at 0-0. Like,
No,
going behind, he's not going to be making changes. He's going to wait until 70 minutes ish.
No, Revs I don't think was ever going to do that, and it was right in the end not to. But it also at the same time, it just felt like we had no control of the game in that first half. And that's not to say that Luton did. I just don't think there was a single player could walk off that pitch after the first half and really say, that they put a great shift in, or it was just difficult. It was one of those, and that's what happens when the conditions don't suit a game like what we saw.
Yeah,
I think for both teams, even really for Luton as well, the first half was a bit of a write-off. Like, no one looked good. No one really knew what they were doing. I don't think anyone could really walk away, apart from the first chance Luton got in the first 2 minutes. They were all half chances at best. And I think it was a write-off of a first half, which is where when we talk about Freestone, Sweeney and their performances, second half they were a lot better. And in a way, it's almost like first half's been done, gone. Didn't cause any problems in terms of we didn't concede. We didn't create confidence for Luton as a result of how we played, because both teams were pretty awful. Even the first 5-10 minutes, I think Luton were on top of us in that second half. I think that we can get out of our box for a good 5 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
But then when it shifted and we got the first goal, then you could only see one team winning. And I think that came from the likes of Sweeney, Freestone, Luther gaining confidence after getting through that 5-minute period of the second half and really then coming into their own. I mean, Freestone won something like 18 duels in the game. It's like, for a defender, that is ridiculously good. But he had an awful first 45 minutes. And I don't think you can ignore it, but equally you can look at it and go, he did step up at the point that he needed to.
How much of that is that him going, fuck, I need to step up, or how much of that is Revs really fucking hammering him at halftime? Because I can imagine he and Kemp probably got it hard. Hopefully Sweeney for that tackle.
Yeah. I mean, the only player that I probably walk away from Saturday going, should you have been on for as long as you were, is probably Bez. And I love the guy. I think he's going to be a cult hero, but he was pretty dreadful on Saturday.
He might be the happiest man I've ever seen.
I love him so much.
Not involved in a game, and he's on there going, "Come on, the lads!"
I do love him so much.
It's great, and he's the player that I always like. Well, off the field at least, like he's sort of the player that I always hoped he would be. Like he's just that, like he's got a buzz, and just a buzz about him. Aaron, what do you think of the? Sorry, Nick, finish up.
I'm still banking on Bez scoring the goal that sends us up to the championship. That's all I'm hanging on with. He could do absolutely nothing for the season, but he's going to do that.
So Bez, a last-minute winner from Bez at Wembley.
I think it's who's David and Mouy's who he's been compared to. It's like that he's won the corner.
He's better than David and Mouy's.
No, but he's won the corner to let Dean Campbell score the winner at Villa. He's going to be that guy.
He's already played more minutes than David and Mouy's.
Yeah. That is the only good thing David and Mouy's did for us, wasn't it? Like, except for score with his bell end. Aaron, what did you make of the battle in the first half, like with the of the game?
Just going back to sort of Lewis Freestone, I think it's so important that he had that second half that he did, because it's I think we almost forget how young he is. He's still only 24, 25. So he's...
No. We had this.
Yes.
It
was Kemp.
We're not having it. We're not having players in their mid-20s going, they're still young. No, he's played over 100 times in the EFL now.
He's a young defender.
No.
Thank you so much, Aaron.
He's the two youngest on the podcast that are coming out and saying this as well.
Fucking children.
I just want to still feel younger, please. That 20, early 20s, mid 20s is still very young.
Absolutely
he's got,
shocking.
If he stays fit, he's got 10 more years. That is a young defender.
He's got nearly 200 first team appearances in the last 4 years. 200 games. He's not fucking young.
Okay, but
I hope Dino gives you the same stick he gave me when I suggested Jamie Reid needed a rest in August.
he was not happy with that. That was brilliant.
I mean, he was right, to be fair.
He also said Jordan Houghton ain't great, so he can fucking. I know you're going to listen to this, Dean. You're wrong. Aaron, sorry, I'm derailing you properly. Go on,
No,
mate.
but he showed the mentality of, say, a 32, 33-year-old defender. He could have quite easily have had that poor first half, and it got to his head, but it absolutely did the opposite. In fact, I think that's why I was almost calling him to be man of the match, because he was so good in the second half that I almost forgot that the first half even existed.
I'd have put him closer than Kemp to man of the match. I'll say that.
Yeah, I don't know
everybody around us like chuckling about that. Fantastic. No one in the stands agreed with that call, but you know it's. I wonder if they get coached. I wonder if the sponsors of the game get coached. Go right. These are the best players. Pick one of them because you don't need to pick someone who ain't got much attention.
To be fair, Pidge wasn't playing, so
but they know they picked Pidge first, right? Everybody on who's It's definitely Pidge. It's definitely Pidge. No, he wasn't playing.
I was saying to Pat that there was a time last season where Drakkers was given the man of the match to read out, and it was Pidge after he'd had his worst game in a Stevenage shirt, and Drakkers just didn't read it out. He was like, nope, not reading that out.
They were dead keen to read out the attendance, though, weren't they? They were buzzing for that. It was like 47 minutes in, right, and the attendance this afternoon.
I did notice it came at 2 points. One, when it was really fucking quiet and nothing in the game was happening, and two, absurdly early. I think we do need to talk about a couple of things specifically from the first half. Pat and I were sat in the West, confused as fuck as to why Philip Marshall, every time he had the ball in hand, would kick it as high as he could when the wind was caning it back towards him. Except for the second one, because Revs was stood down there going flat, 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 like literally signalling with his hands to keep it flat. And you saw Philip Marshall click, going, oh, all right, I'll keep it flat. And he kept it flat. And do you know what? We retained fucking possession. The next time, loopy fucking clearance again. What the fuck? What was he doing? Why was he doing it?
We saw him correct it for the second one, and we were like, all right, I mean, you had the whole pre-match warm-up in exactly the same conditions, kicking from exactly the same end. So you shouldn't have needed the one crap one to realise what you needed to do and correct it. But then to go back to loopy shite that no one could do anything with for the next 40 minutes was, let's phrase it politely, somewhat disappointing. We were slightly less polite on the day. But it's like you say, it led to this it led to that first 25 minutes of just no chances for anyone. Both teams were net. And then Luton shaded the second quarter, created the best chance, but blazed it into the North Terrace. It's not terrace anymore, North Stand. And half time, we're 0-0 with a side with Luton squad. You're thinking that's all right. We haven't been at our best and we've matched them. We've got better to bring out than that. So good, I suppose. Like, you need a bit of a rocket up you, but we've got more to give them.
Just on Marshall, it was after last week saying, when we had the conversation about him in goal, and I quite confidently came out and said, well, the defence seems to be confident with him. It was great to see Charlie Good give him an absolute rocket when he didn't come out and claim one. He went absolutely mental at him, and I enjoyed that.
Yeah,
and then he overcorrected for it later on, which we'll get on to.
yeah. I'm just gonna have a quick aside. Pat, you calling it the North Terrace gave me visions of that being like, because it's quite steep, isn't it? That North Terrace, that North Stand. Imagine if that was a terrace. That'd be fucking sick. Phil,
like,
don't expand don't expand everywhere else. Safe seating in there. Get some safe standing things in there. Make it into a terrace. Belting. Absolutely belting, that would be.
I don't think I've even been in the North Stand yet.
It's good. What I like about it is because it's so steep, there's two things about it that are really good. It's steep and you get plenty of leg room. So the view's quality, sort of no matter where you are, because you've just got such a good view looking down. And you haven't got to look over the top of some balding guy. And you've got loads of leg room.
Sweepingly generalise the whole of the West is down America.
And you're in earshot of me abusing a referee most of the game as well.
Oh.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, let's. I did say we need to talk about the Sweeney yellow card. It was fucking stupid. There you go. We talked about it.
Yeah.
Actually, what I loved about
if you haven't.
Sorry, mate. What I loved about that yellow card more than anything is he was actually trying to make it look like it was just a collision, and then did the worst job in doing so whatsoever, and just completely wiped the guy out.
It was as bad as Reed's dive in the first half, wasn't it? Reed's like knocked it around a man. He's taken 3 steps and then hit the deck.
Yeah, he's gone.
Come on, Jamie.
It's a bit like Dean Wells style, where he's thinking, if I get in front of him and then fall over, I might get a free kick here. He gets in front.
We
of
had
him,
one of those
good
later on, didn't we?
We did, yeah, which was fun to see. But yeah, it was tragic. Sorry, mate.
Yeah, absolutely. No, it was tragic. We were like sort of like bang in line. It happened sort of right in front of us, and we were fucking. Everybody around us erupted, and I like to think that at least 90% of us in the West were shouting at Sweeney. Me and Pat certainly were.
I mean, it's clearly going back to the keeper / the defender. There's no danger there.
That's the thing.
It's
There's
a bit
no
like Jordan
danger
Roberts. He can't resist hitting a guy if you've got a chance to hit a guy.
Yeah.
It's like, I might need to take him out just in case he gets onto this. Well, he's not going to, but, leave your mark. It's fine. But then you've got the whole of the second half on a booking, which is nerve-jangling.
It had us worried with it being Sweeney, didn't it?
But it turned out fine.
I yelled at Sweeney like really loud after everybody else had stopped, and then looked over to Matt Bloomfield, and he was saying something stupid, so I shouted at him as well. some geezer the row behind, and a few along to my right, made a sarky comment to his family, going, "Oh, it's always the ones you don't see here every week that are the loudest on these big games." So I turned around. I was like, "I'm here every week, you fucking knobhead. I ain't missed one. I'm a season ticket holder." And his response to that was quite a feeble, "I weren't talking to you." fucking knobheads. But I'm going to shout at him if he's being a fucking prick. I had good money to shout at people.
Why wouldn't you want to shout at Matt Bloomfield?
I don't know, actually.
There's 1,500 people at the far end shouting.
Well, everyone in that ground didn't like him.
Can we caveat that? That a bit? Because I quite liked him as Luton manager because they were shit. I don't like him. He seems like an all right bloke. Like I wouldn't shout at him normally. I might tell him that he's a bit of a knobhead, but I won't shout at him.
He's represented 2 clubs I don't like, therefore I do not like him.
And he is sort of Mr. Wickham as well, isn't he? He's got a 20-plus-year career. It's assistant manager. Anyway, let's move on to the second half, because it was like we said at the onset, it was a game of 2 halves. Much, much, much better across the board. Marshall got a 6.6,
except the first 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Well, no, but we'll get to it. I'm going to do my ratings first. Marshall 6.6 purely because he didn't need to kick it flat, and he weren't kicking it flat, and because he managed to get himself not sent
you do
off.
this to a decimal, by the way.
And he managed to get himself not sent off after taking a man out and then handling it outside the box. Anybody that can do that automatically gets like half a point added to him.
And he caught that free kick.
High rating for refereeing incompetence.
Absolutely, because he's pulled the wall over everybody's eyes. There, I love it.
As I said, genius, absolute genius.
Lufa, hang on.
Don't forget Marshall catching that free kick as well. It's going top bins.
Yeah,
and he's died.
He's carried it away, has he? He spent the whole afternoon punching it poorly, but that he catches like a peach. Perfect. Yeah, Lufa 6.2, Sweeney 6.8, improved but still not awesome. Good 7.5, Freestone 8.5, Houghton 7, White 7.2, Bez 6.5, Kemp 7.2. Campbell 7.6 and Reed 7.1. I haven't really scored the subs other than Roberts, who got a 7.5 because he scored a goal with his first touch, and you don't get better than that, do you? Really?
Give him a 10.
Well, I mean, yeah, but so across the board, there's not a single person who got a worse score in the second half than the first half. And that's quite a nice thing to see. It means improvement across the board. In terms of stats, Luton had 63% possession, so they were heavily on top in that half. But as we all know, possession doesn't win you points, Mr. Welland. We had 4 shots on target. They only had the 1, and I'll be honest, he shinned it straight at Marshall.
From a yard.
We aerial duel. We dominated tackles and dispossess. We were on top. They had 4 corners. We didn't have a single corner. Not in that second half, at least. We did have one in the first half.
Set piece FC did not have a corner.
I know. Wild. We can only score from set pieces, don't you know? But yeah, we just. So the second half was almost like a half of 2 halves, wasn't it? It was before the goal and after the goal. Before the goal, Luton looked. I was going to say looked dangerous. They didn't really look dangerous, did they? They were in control.
They were bossing us and making me very worried. But I was on the edge of my seat thinking we need some subs here to stop them from scoring. But you're right. They didn't force many difficult saves.
Yeah. Other than Nordas shinning it at Philip Marshall, nothing of any chances of any merit really were there.
Not really.
They looked like a team playing as individuals more than as a team. Nordas on his own was good and getting in really awkward, dangerous positions that made the job for the centre-backs really difficult. But it wasn't linking up with any of the other attacking midfielders, so it wasn't creating as much as it should. Like a more together unit would have created a lot more goal-scoring chances with the territory that they were creating.
Yeah, it's a good point. If they can play together more in the final third and properly work together rather than just sort of being there in the same colours, Nordas will score a hatful, I'm sure of it. Like he'll poach a lot of goals. He'll be one of those in and around the box, just tap ins. He'll always be in that spot. He should have been there for a lot, but the crosses were missing everybody and going out, or the hitting the first man. He was really feeding off scraps, and fuck am I glad.
I think it's just because I think that feels like the story of Luton and how Luton fans have felt about their team this year is they have lacked any form of identity or style of play or anything like that.
No cohesion at all, is there?
And that was a prime example of it. Just looked like they had no ideas after that 5-10 minutes, especially when they pushed and created very little. It looked like they completely run out of ideas and didn't have a clue what to do. And then when we score, you knew, and even their fans, you could tell that they deflated because they knew that there was nothing there for them anymore. Yeah. And even when you're bringing on,
I've never seen a team go from as comfortably on top as they were to absolutely abject and looking like they could concede 5 in like 15 minutes. It was wild.
Yeah. So let's talk about the opener. We hit them very much on the break. We get the ball out wide. Kemp, is he crossing out? Does he have a sort of a half shot that gets blocked straight into the path of Campbell, who's just doesn't take a touch. First time, just bends it around everybody in the box into the corner. I mean, I think the Luton fans were really harsh on Keeley. I think they were saying that he was completely at fault for both goals, but I don't know what he could do because he stood perfect, much like White's goal at Orient week prior. The goalkeeper's very much unsighted by multiple defenders. So there's not a lot he could have done, but it was such a fucking peach of a finish, wasn't it?
Yeah. I don't think that's Keeley's fault.
From Campbell's highlights from when he first joined the club, he's scored goals like that before, and he just needs to be in that right position on the edge of the box. And I like the way he sort of places it into the corner. He doesn't just hit and hope like we've seen many players do over the years. He kind of picks his place in the bottom corner and hits it nicely. And I don't think it'll be the last time we see that this season, for sure.
Yeah, even the one he scored in front of the south stand was similar, where he just kind of steered it across into the far corner around the keeper. It was from much further out and much more cleanly struck. But yeah, it was a really calm, good finish. I really respect that.
I think it's the goal came at the perfect time for us, and it just absolutely deflated them. And whilst they were on top, I never really felt that on edge. I think the only time I felt on edge at any point during the game was when, I can't remember if it was a corner or just a cross that came in that Marshall just completely malfunctioned, and it just almost like flapped his hands towards the ball, completely non-committed to it. And everyone was a bit like, what on earth's going on there? And then luckily we got it away. But I never once really felt like we were under the cosh too much. I felt like we were, there were times where they were definitely on top for sure, but I never felt like they had that quality. And I was more worried about them bringing on Naki Wells and him, because we all know that he can finish, and he did absolutely nothing for the 10 minutes. But by that point, the game was done. I was more concerned about them bringing him on and him causing more of a havoc, to be honest with you. So getting the goal was big, and the goal itself, I must admit, I think Chemp's done really, really well under the circumstances where he is on the pitch, and not, it's easy when you're in that position to try and smash it. Even Jamie Reed's sitter, which he had, was it after the second goal, like. He placed it, but he tried to put too much on it a little bit. He didn't need to. He just needed to just almost guide it, and he kind of just put a bit too much through it, even though he did still place it. I felt with Chemi.
I've never seen a stand. I don't know what everybody else was doing, but everybody around me was celebrating after Reed put it around the goalkeeper. Me and Pat were on our feet. I was actually jumping up and down, like celebrating. And then it's not gone in, and I'm just there with my hand, like head in my hands, like I don't how
he saw Keeley
not got in.
He saw Keeley go the other way, and where he put it in terms of what corner, he was absolutely bang on, but it was just one of those, and luckily it didn't cost anything with the position we were in at the time. But Chem, I think he goes about his business. He's one of those players that you might not see him for 15 minutes of the game. He goes sometimes is a little bit anonymous in the game, but then he comes out and he just has these moments of quality, and what he can do defensively is, it's a huge benefit to us. And we've talked about that before, but I just felt that once we got that goal, there was never really any looking back. It always felt like after that, it was almost one-way traffic, and Luton's heads did completely drop. And that was a sign of a team that are low on confidence, low on morale, and that's why Bloomfield's lost his job at the end of the day. But getting that goal when we did, 25 minutes left of the game, it felt huge at the time. And what followed with Robbo's was almost like a nice surprise off the bench, and
jammiest assist you've ever seen. complete fluff of the control from Reed. He's just sort of swung a foot at it. I don't know if he's trying to control it or just knock it on. Fuck, no, not a chance, mate. Give it a rest.
He realises he's not going to get it, so he quickly sticks a foot out to Robbo, but that's how I saw it.
No, because he's hit. He fucking swung his foot at it and whacked it to him with his heel. There's no way that was deliberate. I'm not buying it. He's a League One footballer. That's not deliberate.
I don't think he imagined it like pulling off that well, but I think that is kind of what he's aiming to do.
He's tried to stop the ball going into the mixer, hasn't he, really? And part of it, I think, is him just, right, let me get Sank on it. Roberts is there. I can get it if it's there. I think we had someone round the other end of the box. It's kind of like, look, if I just get Sank on it, it's still alive. I think he's probably fortunate with where it fell. More than that he was directing that way. But I think it was clever enough to get something on it to try and keep the move alive after what wasn't probably the best free kick. But
I quite like I like the sort of reverse angle that the club tweeted out today. It's like a shot. I don't know if it was a club that tweeted it, but it was a shot from like the north higher up in the north stand. You see the ball coming across, but before it goes, a couple of things happen. So Robbo stood really central, and then you can see Harvey sort of set himself, and that's the signal, or at least that signals to Robbo to make a run, sort of to go behind the wall, and then obviously the ball gets played in. It's not a great delivery. Reed does push his man over. There's no other way, two ways to say it. He pushes his defender to the floor. He does go down very easily, but he is pushed. accidentally sets Robbo up. And it's not the cleanest of hits from Robbo, is it?
It's off his shin.
But it's in the bottom corner, and the goalkeeper has to do better with that. It's appalling goalkeeping.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think he's expecting Robbo to shoot, but that's nothing to say that he shouldn't have been expecting to shoot, kind of thing. And I think Roberts did a third-party interview after. I don't even know what the platform was, but he said it in that it was like, if you don't shoot, you don't score. And how many times have we said as Stevenage fans, we don't shoot enough. We don't shoot enough.
Seasons.
And to hear a player come out and say it, but not just say it, having done it and scored a goal from it.
Yeah, it was a nice change, wasn't
it? In those conditions as well, that's the one thing you do. Sometimes it's just worth having a go. Like, I'm not saying
got it on target with power. More to want.
Exactly.
There was a moment in the second half where their goalkeeper Keeley's just whacked it high. It's not even reached halfway, and then it drops to Kemp, who controls it, and you've just got 4 Luton players literally have watched it come down, drop to his foot. He's just turned around and run away from them, and they're all stationary watching.
Yeah.
If I saw that from my lot,
you'd be fuming.
I'd probably get kicked out.
Just go around
going, you're abusing his own
players. Cock splash. You're a cock splash.
Absolutely. I just don't understand what I was seeing. There were 4 of them just stood watching. It's like, you're right. It's like they gave up. The first goal went in, they were like, "Oh fuck, that's over then." Isn't it?
I think that was a Jamie Reid miss, wasn't it? I think that came from their goal kick, and it didn't even because the wind held it up. But yeah, you're right. Their midfield were at the halfway line, and it was halfway down.
2 of them were less than 5 yards out. Probably like 2-3 yards off Kemp when it's dropped to his feet. He's turned, and they just watched him go.
Yeah,
just pathetic. And I do wonder whether it's a pretty harsh thing to say about somebody, but I wonder how many of them genuinely have down tools and wanted Bloomfield gone, because that sort of shit tells me they don't want the manager.
Either that, or they don't think they should be playing at this level.
Well,
that's the other.
They clearly don't think that, do they?
You should have sold me or let me go to a championship club. It's like, well, you just got relegated from the championship, so maybe they're not as good as you think.
Their fans don't think they should be here, so maybe the players are on board.
Also, that team they put out, there wasn't some of the bigger names, the sort of players that were playing with Luton in the Premier League.
They've got a few injuries on there.
The Arsenal right back, what's his name? Walters, whatever his name is, that sort of player who signed in the January when they were in the Premier League.
He's on loan there, right, at the moment.
I'm sure he signed permanently ages ago. But anyway, there's that's that sort of starting 11. I mean, it's only really the centre halves that you could say probably feel like they should be playing at a higher level, and Mengi didn't show that on Saturday. I thought Anderson wasn't bad, but realistically,
I can't agree with that one. I was giving him pelters all game because he was absolutely donkey.
I didn't think it was that bad, but there was it just felt like a squad of players there that are kind of just been chucked together, no real game plan. And
Saville was cut adrift when he was awful.
I mean, which is mental.
Kosei was shit.
Because Saville is a really good player, and he has been for years in the Championship. And I think everyone expected when he'd signed for Luton that he'd absolutely romp this league. He'd be one of the best players in this league, no question about it. But you're right, it's that idea of they've just bought some really good players and gone, right, if we just stick them all in a team, it will just work. And that just doesn't. That's not the case. And you can look at our team and go, there's no one there that you think is Championship quality.
We're great in some of our parts, aren't we, at the moment?
Yeah, but that's exactly how you I think you compete in this league. Wickham were the same last year when they were flying before Bloomfield left them. They didn't have. They had a couple of 2 or 3 good players where you go, wow, they're probably right up there in the top 5 of the league. But apart from Kone being the best striker in the league, they didn't have anything else where you go, right, they're better than all of those Birmingham players or the entire Stockport team, because Stockport have a great side as well. You didn't have
they're not working, are they?
No, but and I think that's the key element of why you've got Bradford up there, why you've got us up there, why Lincoln are up there, because we're all teams that the cohesion's there.
Cohesive pub teams. That's what we are.
That is a new phrase I'm using so much this season. But that's exactly why Wimbledon. Why the hell are Wimbledon up there? But it's because they know how to play together.
Do you know what? One of the things that really strikes me about AFC Wimbledon is that they are. If we're greater than some of their parts, or some of our parts, they are even showing more than us, because you look at that team on paper and it's relegation fodder. It really is. But they work together, and Johnny Jackson's done such a good job. AFC Wimbledon fans fucking hated him when he first went in. They were so wound up, but the board gave him time, gave him a couple of windows, and look at them now. Fucking flying, the boys, and I'm quite happy for him. I know a lot of people don't like AFC Wimbledon that much, and they are a bit like full of themselves sometimes, aren't they? A bit like, oh, look at us, we're a fucking really historic club. No, you've been around 5 minutes. Fuck off. But
you are going to get lynched.
I was going to say,
none of them are going to listen to this, Pat. Come on. But I do like. I like them. They seem like a fun club, and I'm really looking forward to Boxing Day there.
And fantastic Slovakia.
Mate, honestly, if the Slovakia stand ain't open on Boxing Day, I'm gonna fucking give you pelters. Honestly, I'm gonna be so annoyed.
How the hell are we meant to get there without trains? I'm not driving to South London.
I will.
This is a perfect away day for train.
Nate loves a challenge.
I know. But...
Well, I don't know. I don't know. Hopefully the boat's working. But yeah.
And finally, on the topic of some of our parts, I will refuse to move on until we've spoken about Harvey White and Jordan Houghton, because I had a bit of a debate with Dean a few weeks back about Jordan Houghton. Yeah. And I stood my ground, and I said at the start of the season he'd become one of our most important players. And I think Saturday evidence what he could bring to this side and what he does bring to this side. Brilliant. And I love him so much.
He's
quiet, for me, boring efficiency. Nothing flash about the bloke. But I tell you what, a defensive midfielder, I don't want anything flash about the bloke. I want him to be invisible for 90 minutes. Maybe every now and then pop up with a proper crunching tackle and then disappear into the background again. Chameleon. I want him to be a chameleon. Completely camouflaged.
I can't remember who it was in our WhatsApp group who said tidy, and that for me is what Jordan Houghton, is exactly that. And he's still only young, right? He's like 29, so he's still got a year ahead.
He's got 5 years left.
I was going to say.
It's not finished. He's only 29.
I think you highlight the importance of giving a manager time to sort his squad out and get them playing for him. Because if you're Luton and you move on from Bloomfield now, having thought he was the right man, 9 months ago, whatever,
January,
when he had Wickham above the sum of their parts, right?
Yeah.
But he can't get Luton above the sum of their parts. He hasn't had a chance to yet. If you move on from him and get another guy in who can't get you above the sum of your parts, maybe you're the problem.
You're just gonna, I mean, the Luton fans are quite clearly not happy with Sweet at their head of the table, are they? They want him gone as much as they wanted Bloomfield gone.
We said this last week though, that the business we did in the summer, there's not been a bad piece of business really. Like, Bez wasn't great on Saturday, but let's be honest, like every transfer we've done this summer, past maybe Saxon early because of injuries, every single piece of business we've done seems to just have worked, or at least giving a level of value. Marshall, it's really,
we could have done a lot worse.
It's okay. We've still only conceded 1 goal at home, so it's not an awful bit of business, is it? But I'm still not convinced by him. His punching was poor.
But I think if you compare that Orient replaced Keeley, who was probably the best goalkeeper in the league last year, with Tommy Simpkin, we could have done so much worse than
he was awful again on Saturday. If you see the goals they conceded against Huddersfield, no, whoever they played, Cardiff, that was it.
In a bit.
some ex-championship knobs. Yeah, you just like he looks horrendous, and he was bad against us, like awful against us. So yeah, look, I think it's one of those ones.
So when people say we haven't played anyone good, you're right, because we've played shit goalkeepers.
Yeah, and also, but also it's not Craig McGilvray, so it's fine. Like,
Don't badmouth Craig.
We've done almost an hour on the Luton game, and that is definitely enough.
Up the Harvey White. We'll end it with that.
Yeah, I did want to talk a little bit about Harvey White, but we haven't got a game next week, so we can make that White pod.
Just Nick.
There's enough for those on YouTube already.
Just Nick monologue.
That came out wrong. Let's call it Half Pod. Vote for Harvey. Right, we've got something fresh. It's Ketty's quiz.
Woo. Hey.
Right. Okay. So
look at Nick. Fucking raring to go, son.
So this is going to be. I'm going to split it into two teams because essentially we're going to play darts. So we're going to play 501.
I love this game.
And the two teams is Nate and Aaron, young and old, and Pat and Nick, young and old. So I thought just to mix it up a little bit. So the way it will work is each of you will take a turn. Now, how you score is you have to choose a Stevenage player, and it will go on how many appearances he made for Stevenage. Now, this is traditional darts rules. So obviously you can't go above 180, but you also can't score 169, 168, 166, 165, 163, 162, or 159 because you can't score that with 3 darts.
Nice.
So
I loved it. And the Grand Prix started today, didn't it?
It did indeed. It's currently on, I believe. Okay. But yeah, this is the real McCoy. This is the real dart.
Don't watch that. Watch this.
Yeah, well, yeah. Absolutely.
Darts. What an idea.
So yeah, you'll take turns. So you'll have, for example, Nate and your team will start first, and you will start.
Are we
first.
allowed to confer?
You can confer if you want to confer. Yeah, you're a team at the end of the day, but you're the one who makes the final call on what player you choose. And then your score will reduce as you go down. Now, obviously, getting to exactly 0 is going to be 9 impossible. So there will be a slight leniency to it. Basically, you can go down to -10 to win the leg if you get there first.
I was going to say, are you going to give us like a maximum number of darts?
Well, you have one name, all right. But we'll let Nate and Aaron start. I'm going to use this screen to look at how many appearances because I don't have a spreadsheet, unlike I'm sure some people with number of appearances. So I'm using Borough Guide. Thanks, Pete, for all your hard work. Okay, Nate or Aaron, you can choose who wants to, of which you want.
Aaron, you can go first, pal.
I'll put a name forward, but I want to confer because
sure.
I'm thinking a current player. I'm thinking Jordan Roberts. I'm thinking he can't be more than
4 years.
3. Well, he's in his 4th.
He's his 4th season now. 1 in League One, and this is the 3rd in League 2, and 3rd in League One.
So let's say he's played 50 games a season, which
argument. I'm going to say probably high 30s. Is it? This is appearances. It's not starts, isn't it?
This is total appearances.
So probably around the 40 mark for those first 3 seasons, and then a handful of change for this one. I think it's a great shout. It's a relatively high scorer. I don't think it's possible for him. It's only just. It's not possible for him to have gone above 180 yet. So
yeah, all right, it's probably like low hundreds.
I think when he says Jordan Roberts is a 181, I'm gonna hang myself. But
so you're gonna go Jordan Roberts?
Yeah, Jordan Roberts.
Okay, so Jordan Roberts has played 165 games.
Oh, that's way higher than I expected.
But the bad news is you can't get 165 with 3 darts. So you busted basically. Pat and Nick.
Right. Pat, we can play this tactically because now we've got one throw advantage.
You've now got the throw if that's an advantage.
Have you got a name? I was thinking like a Paul
I
Farmer.
want to say, how long was he about for? 2 seasons, so he must be pushing 80 odd. It's a safe one.
This is cup games as well, though, isn't it?
This is all appearances. It's not goals conceded because I think you'd be right if it was goals conceded.
I think he's a safe one. I think he'll be less than 100. So yeah, it depends whether you want to be safe or you want to be brave.
I think let's get off the mark, nice and slow. We'll go with Paul Farman.
Okay, Paul Farman. Okay, so Paul Farman has 75 appearances, which now takes you down to 426. Nate, Aaron, I think Aaron, you went for last time. So Nate, this is your decision, but you can confer.
I don't. Oh God. Who's probably had a good number of games but didn't go crazy? Do we just go slightly safe on this one and don't go for someone who's definitely played a fuck ton, but just get some points on the board for the minute?
I wish Neil was here. Neil would be going for who's done exactly well.
Neil would be going Ronnie Henry. I was thinking someone like oh God, wow, no, I was gonna say like Jake Reeves or when how long was he?
2 years.
A couple of years. Maybe we go try and go a bit higher than that. He's been here for a bit now. Sweeney's had big chunks out, hasn't he? A couple of big chunks out. He's had that run of he had a couple of months out with injury. He's not starting a lot of games at the moment.
Well, I think Sweeney's is a great shout because he's the same amount of time as Jordan Roberts, but probably played less games because of the injuries.
He ain't going to be interested in small chunks, big chunks.
130s, 140s, I reckon he'll get at best. So let's go Dan Sweeney.
Yeah.
Dan Sweeney is 110 appearances. So that takes you down to 391 and puts you in the lead.
That'll do.
Okay.
Right.
Pat and Nick.
Needs to be a bit more ballsy this time then.
Yeah.
I want to go I want a ton. Before we finish this game. I want to go Charlie Lee. I reckon he was around for long enough to be not 180, but above 100.
Ooh, I don't know. I think that's touching.
You happy with that?
I think that's fair.
Is that your final answer?
Lock it in.
Yeah,
Charlie Lee.
He didn't do 4 seasons, did he?
I don't think so.
No.
Okay, Charlie Lee is 130 appearances.
Love that one.
Which means you are now on 296.
Okay.
So 296 against 391. We could have put this visually if we'd thought about this, but we didn't. So well. Next time. Nate and Aaron. Over to you.
Who are you thinking?
Did Luke Norris make over 100 appearances? Because he was here for
Luke Norris was here for a few years, wasn't he?
About 2.5 years. I think he signed in the January, finished that season. Then
no, he was here longer than that.
Really? No,
I think he was here for about 3.5 years.
I think it's 2.5 because he left at the end of the promotion season. He would have joined 21-22, or was it 20? Oh, I can't remember now. When did he join?
I don't think it's going to be. I don't know.
It's hard for Aaron thinking all the way back to his GCSEs. To be fair,
I think there's a problem. I think the problem with Norris is he did have a couple of longer spells of injury as well, didn't he? He missed quite a lot of games, so he might miss quite a lot. But is there anyone else from that kind of era that you can think of that was sort of ever present? Because we didn't have a lot of players that hung around for a long time around that time.
Yeah, again, someone like a Ben Koku probably played all the games because he was the only left back.
Why would you have 2 fullbacks? I mean, come on.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, what about
profligate?
What do you think about Cuthbert? He wasn't here ages, was he?
No.
He was only here a few years, but he played every game.
He played every single game.
I think that'll be a good score. But I mean,
it's a massive
someone else around that time. Okay, Look, go Norris. Go where you got. I can't think of anyone that's definitely better. So let's go Norris.
I think it was 2.5. I don't think it was 3.5. I'm sure it was 2.5. Sorry, I'll go Nos.
Nozza? Okay, Luke Norris was 122 appearances.
Definitely 3.5 seasons.
Which takes you to 200.
Good shout, though. Really good
269 against 296.
Nice.
Pat and Nick.
So 296. We probably need another ton, don't we?
Ideally,
you need 296 in total, but this time round, however you want to play this is it.
Get a 2.5 then. Put me on a finish.
So we're looking for about 3.5 seasons of regular playing, really.
Yeah.
And I can't. How long was Tom Pett with us? Because he came back as well.
He had spells, didn't he? I don't think he'll have done too much. So I think he's safe.
But is he too low? Trying to think. I'm thinking midfielders. I don't know why. I should really think defender, shouldn't I? But I like a midfielder.
Real darts is not this tense.
Yeah, I was going to say. If you're watching the Grand Prix and not this, you are missing out. Right, I'm gonna have to start speeding it up though, because
Chris Whelpdale, he must have more than Pett, I reckon.
He was only a couple of seasons. He'll be only about 70, I would have thought.
Was he only two?
Go do you want? I think so.
Fine, Tom Pett.
He was just to stand out in that period because we were crap.
Right, yeah. Tom Pett, final answer?
Yeah, Tom Pett.
So Tom Pett played 193 games, so you...
Oh my God!
Christ! I never thought he'd be over.
So you are still on 296. Nate, Aaron, you've somehow got control of this game. I say control.
So I'm thinking about players from Wesley Mark II era. There was a lot of them that we had that came in maybe this season or maybe like halfway through the season before and was with us for the year we went up, and then that season or possibly a bit of the next season, but not much longer. I was gonna say Byron, but then he obviously came back. So I think that might put him a bit high. I'm thinking...
I don't think Joel Byram's a bad shout at all, but it's a risk because he
Beardo.
Yeah.
Beardo, because he didn't play every game, did he, as well? But he was with us for a while.
Or
Darius Charles. I think Laird, Roberts, Ashton, I mean, definitely Day, obviously. Wilson... probably too high. The numbers are probably too high. That back four was really sort of Well, I'm saying that back four was really solid, but then Darius Charles, I think, has probably got a good chance of having a good number. But then also Charles sort of played anywhere we needed him, didn't we? Didn't he? Rather so.
I love Greg. Let's speed this up. Nate, all right, I'll just list every player who's played.
If anything, you're kind of helping the other team out by just listing potential players.
Yeah,
here, so.
I'm all right.
I'm going to push you now. I'm going to have to push you now. We need an answer. Which one are you going for?
Chris Beardsley.
Chris Beardsley. Played 151 games. Which means you are now down to 118.
Snuck a cheeky treble 17 in there, did you bastard?
Pat and Nick, you got 296 to get, so you need to kind of make a big dent with this one. Did any of the 15 players Nate mention, do you think they're worth?
Just a 180, please.
I think, well, no fucking about. Let's get them back on the Aki real quick. Danny Newton.
Hold on.
That's got to be a great shout. He was here long enough when he had injuries.
So Danny Newton
made
131 appearances.
We'll take that.
Patrick, he slagged.
So 131. If I quickly add this together, or minus this together, I should say. Takes down to 165.
Aaron, I know it's your go, but I think Nick might have given us earlier a really good shout that's going to be around where we need it in Chris Whelpdale. I think that's a fucking shout and a half. Yeah, because I know he had two spells, but like he was never the first spell he was like ever present. When he came back Did he have 2 spells? I might be completely misremembering.
If I talked you out of a good one, I apologise, Nick.
But I think that's got. I can't imagine him any more than like 120. I just don't see it. I don't see it.
I think it's I think we're safe.
We need 118. We need 118.
You need 118 to or within a 10 radius of that. So.
I just don't. I don't think Whelpdale
no more than
any more than that at all. I think he's
happy
got to be
with that.
close to 100.
I think it's be less than 100. But
Okay, are you going Chris Whelpdale?
Yeah, we'll go Chris Whelpdale.
Okay, Chris Whelpdale made 101 appearances.
Ooh, we've got a chance.
So, now we've got to pick someone who's had like 5 appearances.
So you're now on 17. Now, luckily in this darts game, you don't need a double out necessarily, so you don't worry about that too much. But if you do get 17, bang on, fair play to you. Right, Pat, Nick, you need 165 to win the 100. Up to 165 is impossible, as clearly stated in my rules. But you
I feel like 100-ish would be a good one. So we had Ben Coker mentioned earlier.
Yep.
Now, I want to say he only did 2 seasons. I'm pretty sure he only did 2 seasons. He was only with us when we were terrible. So it can't be. It's got to be around that 100 mark, surely.
If he only did 2 seasons, you'd be thinking more like 80. But
so it can't be
all right. 280s does it, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I don't want to go too low. That leaves
don't
us.
Forget, they don't need to get exactly 17 to check out. Basically, they've got up to 27. Yeah. So this could be your own shot.
I think that's harder to get the lower numbers than it is to try and get like in a.
No one wants to be left on 3. They don't want it.
So who I'm
going to go with Ben Coker.
Ben Coker.
I like it.
Okay, Ben Coker made 84 appearances.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
So 84 leaves you on 81 remaining.
So we just need to think of a player that is around Ben Coker era. Because they were the same team for like basically 2 years.
Nate, Aaron, you need 17.
So let's think about people that we had on loan for maybe half a season. So I'm thinking,
or someone who was with us like 1 season and didn't play.
So people like Verdane Oliver, he played 10 maybe.
Yeah, Verdane Oliver was the first name that came to mind.
I don't know. I'm not confident on that one. He might have only played 5 times. Zane Westbrook. He must have.
If Zane Westbrook wins this, then we're never playing it again.
Yeah, I don't remember him playing any games because I just tried to forget about it, to be honest.
Someone mentioned him earlier. Dean Campbell must have played more.
I was just thinking Dean Campbell.
David Amu. He came on a lot. But he was only half a year, wasn't it? It was only second half of the season, wasn't it?
No, he signed in the summer.
Right, I'm going to push you. We need to. We've already done.
I don't think Dean Campbell's a bad shout at all. Dean Campbell, I think, is a great shout. It's not more than 27.
I think it's too. I think it's too many though. I don't know.
Which way are you going, Nate?
I'm going Zane Westbrook.
Zane Westbrook made.
I can't believe I'm so.
12.
Come on! I can't believe I'm so stressed about picking.
That's not good. We've got to find someone that's.
You now need to find someone with 5 apperances. Oh. So
I thought you said 10 either way. Bollocks.
No, 10 the other way. So. Yeah. Okay.
I should have got Dean Campbell.
Nat. I've just called. That's your team name, Nat. Apparently. Pat and Nick. You need 81.
If they get this, I'm going to be pissed.
I've opened this up.
We need 81, but we've got plus 10, so we need to get between 81 and 91, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
No, we need to get between 76 and 86.
No, you need to get.
You don't get. Yeah, you don't get
need
below.
To get past the 0, so you get 10
all right.
Not within 5 each way. Sorry, if I said that earlier, that was incorrect.
So we just need a 2-season regular. A 2-season regular, and we've got it.
Arthur Reed.
Ooh,
that's got to be a belting shout.
Did he? How long was he with us?
3, I think, but he wasn't full time.
Yeah,
It took a while to get into the first team.
I don't
and then he was
mind that
belching for a
shout.
little bit.
Yeah,
Let's
I
do
don't
it then.
mind
Pull
that
the trigger.
shout.
Arthur Reed.
Arthur Reed made 83 appearances, which means
Yes! Come on.
83
What a guy
means
to
you
win it
finish,
as well.
You finish on -2, but that's enough to win the game. So
that's how Luke starts seasons a lot of the time.
We were probably about to win because we could just pick any new signing from this season and they're going to be under 15, right?
If only you had the chance, Aaron. If only you had the chance.
I mean, Aaron, I feel like you get fucked over in quizzes quite regularly, and I think Nate has fucked you there. Zane Westbrook deserved it.
Yeah.
To be fair, I absolutely deserve it for saying that absolute fucking whopper's name.
So just one thing I want to say before we wrap up is your teammate was saying Dean Campbell. That would have won you the game. Dean Campbell made 26 appearances in total, which would have made you onto -9, which would have been enough.
That would have been like a 90th minute winner, wouldn't it?
It would have been.
Oh fuck! I'm sorry, Aaron.
I'll remember. Don't worry. Don't you worry.
I've literally stolen basically your only chance of a victory in one of these quizzes away from you. Fuck. All right, I'm sorry.
That's good fun though. I enjoyed that.
What game?
Yes, what a game that is! Absolutely mental.
I love them when they come up on my TikTok. Absolutely love them.
I've never seen it.
Oh, what do you mean? It's completely original. What are you talking about?
Right. Now Katie's quiz is over. Let's talk about League One over the weekend. So we had a Thursday night kickoff for some reason. Rotherham 2, Bradford 2, which opened the door for us to go top. Thank you, Rotherham. Early kickoffs were Wycombe 2, Barnsley 2, and then we had Donny and Burton playing out a 1-1 draw. Then there was Huddersfield lost at home to 2-1 to Stockport after Stockport had a man sent off. Exeter won 1-0 on the road against Lincoln City, which giving us a nice little buffer at the top. Plymouth 1, Wigan 1, Port Vale 0, Northampton 0. Reading 1, Mansfield 1, Blackpool 0, AFC Wimbledon 2, Bolton 2, Peterborough 1, Cardiff 4, Welland 3, and then obviously Borough 2, Luton 0. That has left the League One table with Peterborough still rock bottom, 7 points from 11. How the fuck is Ferguson still employed? It's unreal. Blackpool and Rotherham on 23rd and 22nd respectively with 8 points. Burton and Wycombe 21st
so aside
and
from
20th,
Burton,
9.
that is a very unexpected relegation zone.
Fucking mental, isn't it? Absolutely wild.
Bizarre.
Wycombe are in 20th with 9 points. Reading 19th with 10 points. Orient are 18th with 11 points, having lost the last 3 games. Just breathe it in for a second, boys. Then Exeter are 17th with 12 points. For Vale, 16th with 12 points. Plymouth 15th with 13 points. They are slowly dragging themselves out of the mire. Wigan 14th with 13 points. Northampton 13th with 14 points. Mansfield having another sort of surprising season, not being in the relegation dogfight, 12th with 15 points. Luton are in 11th with 16 points. Doncaster 10th, 17 points. Barnsley 9th with 17, and Bolton 8th with 17. Obviously, goal difference splitting them. Stockport are 7th with 19 points. Huddersfield are 6th with 19 points. AFC Wimbledon are 5th with 21 points. They are tied with points with Lincoln City in 4th. Then you've got Cardiff up to 3rd with 23 points after their win over Orient. Then you've got Bradford 2nd on 24 points. And Stevenage, top of the pile, 25 points, a point clear. 2 better in goal difference than Bradford, and a game in hand. And this weekend, likely to become 2 games in hand, unless Bradford have been called off. But, there's much of the league probably about to be called off. Sorry, not... Is it this weekend? It is this weekend.
Yeah.
The games that are still ongoing, 2 o'clock kickoff, Northampton, Rotherham, obviously. Stockport, Blackpool, Wycombe, Wigan, or Wigan, Wycombe, rather. Orient go to host Doncaster. The postponed fixtures are Barnsley, Cardiff, Bradford, Lincoln, Luton, Huddersfield, Mansfield, Plymouth, Peterborough, Stevenage. And then you have 3 more games taking place: AFC Wimbledon, Port Vale, Burton, Bolton, and Exeter, Reading. That is a who's who of shit games this weekend. Fuck me. Christ, there's not a single game there that's interesting. Maybe except maybe Leyton Orient versus Doncaster, just so we can watch Doncaster go and win at Orient. That is it. That is the only interesting thing this weekend going on.
We had a question at the top of the show from John James, who said, given the start we've made, what's the possibility we lose Alex Revel to a championship side at some point this season?
He loves us too much. And we love him too much.
You've got to hope so.
I don't think
you see it a lot, right?
I think he's bought too much into this project. And I don't want to speak I don't want to chew my words later down the line, but I think he's bought so much into this project, and you can see that at the end of the games when he's doing his fist bumps and you hear it in his interviews. I just can't see him leaving midway through a season when we're doing this well. I mean,
I think let's not forget he's still relatively inexperienced in the managerial game. And so if you're a championship team underperforming and need someone to come in and pick you up again and hit the ground running, you're probably not looking at someone like Alex Revel. I mean, I would argue even Richie Wellens is no longer going to be on that list, and he probably was at some stage last year. That being said, the managerial market is horrendous. We were speaking about the next Luton manager. I just can't see.
Wellens is much more likely to get a gig than Revs.
There's other managers that championship clubs are going to look at before they look at Alex Revel.
Yeah, I love Revs. Please don't take what I'm about to say as any form of criticism. What has he done to earn a chance at a championship club? Really, he's had a run of 10 games where we're playing well. We're not blowing teams away, are we? They're relatively close games in all respects. We might not be conceding many chances, and we're feeling comfortable, but it's not like we're scoring 3, 4, 5 goals every week, and it's really, really comfortable. And the rest of the time, his teams have been really inconsistent. I'm not blaming him for the circumstances he was in when we were in League Two and he got handed a non-league side and told to keep him up. Absolutely not blaming him for that. Last season, it wasn't a stunning season, was it? Like we played well at times. We had some great fucking results. We also played some fucking abysmal football at times. Again, I'm not blaming him. The squad was thin. We had injury issues. A whole slew of reasons why things went wrong last season.
Don't mention slew.
But what has he really genuinely done to earn a chance of going and managing in the Championship yet? Nothing.
I think
nothing.
The only thing you can say though about is that he will be a fashionable choice because he's a young English manager who's currently getting success. I agree with you, by the way. I'm not, but he is currently having success with a club punching well above their weight in League One, who have a mid-table budget. I don't know, whatever it might be. Low to mid, whatever you want to call it, right? And I think so. And look, when the sort of clubs obviously that will potentially come in for him are going to be in a really bad place, and he is somebody that you could definitely see getting interest. But I actually don't think Phil Wallace will allow this to happen. I think Phil Wallace will throw whatever needs to be thrown at Alex Revel to keep what is going for now. And Alex Revel is, I think, unless it's a club that he just thinks I can't say no to that. Like it's different what it was with Evans with Rotherham. Like if Rotherham do end up looking for another manager and think, oh, Alex Revel might be a great shout, never going to happen. But if you're talking like a big club in the Championship, he might get his head turned a little bit. And let's face it, I think if we were in his shoes, we'd all probably feel the same way. But I don't think
absolutely.
I don't think it's likely to happen purely on the basis that if there was a sniff of that happening, I think Phil Wallace shuts that down pretty quickly by giving him a nice new contract, by
giving him a nice new contract with a massive buyout clause.
Yeah, keep giving him a bit of extra budget maybe in January to then go and strengthen again, or adding 1 or 2 players that complete what he's looking for from his squad. I don't know, but I don't think it will happen. There'll be a no doubt if it continues, though. There will be interest because you're at that time of the season now where managers are starting to get sacked. And when you go into November, December, pre-January, when you start seeing a few more of them coming along, he will be on that list. But I think Wellens is definitely more fashionable because he's had that bit more of an established football league career, coming through the United Academy, all that guff. People in the Northwest, clubs in the Northwest are going to go after him, right?
And Wellens has that. He plays football that people want to watch. He develops £1 million players.
Yeah.
He's not got a bulk order of helmets on the way.
Unlike Greg.
Yeah, I mean, yes, and I go back to my earlier point of there are other managers that will get looked at first. I mean, even like Cleverley, he's at Plymouth in League One. Again, Championship clubs are going to be looking at him first and foremost.
Maybe not after their start.
Well, but I still think they look at him before they look at Alex Ravel.
I think there's other ex-players who want to get into the management game that get a job in the Championship ahead of Revel.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that's the right decision from those clubs because how many of them actually end up working out? Not many, but there will definitely be some first team coach or youth team coach at some Premier League club
Jack Wilshere will get a Championship job before.
Wilshere, Michael Carrick's had opportunities with Middlesbrough. You look at, Cleverley's been a perfect example when he was at Watford. There's those sort of people will get opportunities before Alex Revel gets phone calls. I think
Horahan's going to be on that list soon enough as well once he's tied up a few more games at Barnsley. So. Yeah, I think there are more luxurious names that clubs will like.
I mean, Keith Andrews got the fucking Brentford job, so who knows in this world who's going to end up where? But
Chris Wilder was fucking rehired by Sheffield United. That tells you everything you need to know about the sort of managers that are going to get jobs in the Championship, as opposed to people like Alex Ravel.
Yeah. I mean, Russell Martin,
I've no doubt he'll manage there at some point. I think he's a good manager. I think he learned a lot of important things both in his first stint with us and under Evans. I think he's less concerned with being nice and having good relationships with players and stuff. Not that he doesn't, but I think he's less concerned with that. Because at the time, he played with a few of the people he was managing all of a sudden, and I think that's always a recipe for problems.
Yeah, really tough transition to have the authority over someone you were at the same level as.
He's way more decisive now than he was in his first spell. Way more decisive.
Yeah. I mean, the only major criticism you can really have with him this season is that there are games when you're like, fucking make a change, Alex. Things are going really poorly. Make a fucking change. And do you know what? Probably not even that fair to fucking criticise him over because most of the time we won those games.
Scores against the run of play and we win.
Right, exactly.
You look at the changes he has made. There's been impact from some of those changes, like whether they've come when you want them to come. Like we all said at half time, we could easily make 2 or 3 changes on Saturday, but the reality is, he obviously knew better than we did that this game didn't need that at that point. He just needs to give them a rocket and give them 15 minutes, and then
him having the confidence in that back four not to change things when 2 of them had been so far off the pace of the game. Fantastic management. Because we were fucking solid as fuck immediately in that second half.
So in summary, Alex Ravel was taking us to Champions League football.
Yeah, that'll do.
Yeah.
Great place to end the show.
Yeah, and then we'll get Luton in the FA Cup because they'll have somehow got to round 3. And then we'll sing Champions League. You'll never sing that.
Oh, spicy.
Speaking of FA Cup, was it
draws this week, next week, early next week, isn't it?
And
we can't be overtaken. We will go into that draw as the highest ranked side in the first round proper. That's the first time it's ever happened for us. We've been the highest ranked side in the qualification rounds in the past, never in the first round proper. That's tidy, isn't it? That's just such a tiny little thing. That's awesome.
I remember the days I was just happy to make the first round, let alone.
You see Rival fans at the moment saying, "Oh, you're only 10 games in." Like, only we're nearly a quarter of the way through the season. We're coming to the first round of the FA Cup draw.
But you play 2 games, and people go, "Wait till you've played 10." You play 10, and people go,
10 is kind of the
"You've
benchmark."
only played 10. Wait till Christmas. We'll be top on fucking Boxing Day morning, and people will go like, "Yeah, but you got January to get through."
With our game in hand,
fans are never fucking like ready just to let you fucking enjoy it, are they?
With our game in hand, we would go 4 points clear of Bradford if we won. We would go 5 points clear of Cardiff.
Yeah.
We'd be 5 points clear of Cardiff City at the top of League One if we won our game in hand.
But against Barnsley, isn't it?
Against Barnsley, who are sitting ninth at the moment.
Who is always supposed to be a really tough game, and yet somehow we always win.
I want that to get called off again, just to see the meltdown from that old boy who was in Hitchin High Street.
I can tell them to go visit the polar bear again.
Complete waste of time.
Magnificent. Magnificent. Right, other than that, it's an hour and a half. That'll do, boys. We ain't missed anything, have we? I don't think we have. We've talked. Oh, we're playing Bromley tomorrow.
I'm going to go to that.
Pizza Cup. Are you prick?
What's wrong with you?
Are you going to try and get in for free as an under 12?
I don't think I can pass as that.
You just shaved, yes.
The whiplash from 7,200 watching Luton to 72 watching
Take your black leather jacket and you might get free tickets as Jelly Roll. Had to be mentioned again.
Oh, dearie me. Fucking hell. Right, that is definitely enough. Jelly Roll's been mentioned. Nick, do your thing and sound enthusiastic about it, why don't you?
Thanks for watching, guys. Hit the like button, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you know when we go live and when we upload, and follow us on all of the various platforms: Spotify, Blue Sky. I always forget that one. Twitter, YouTube, Facebook. We're on all of them.
Except for Instagram.
Well,
actually, there is an Instagram, but I don't do anything on it because fuck it.
So not Instagram. Everything else.
Otherwise, thank you so much for joining us this evening or tomorrow or when you're in your canoe or whatever. Up the Borough.
Up the Borough.
Woo!
I was worried when we only just started doing the quiz at an hour that this episode would be 2 hours long.